Now, many people like the stories of the Hasidim. I'm going to tell you stories of the Hasidim. The Baal Shem Tov had a famous Talmid, the Magid Mezrich. The Magid Mezrich had some famous Talmidim, and it was brothers, Rabbi Zusha, Anapoli, and Rabbi Elimelech Milezhinsk. Now, Rabbi Zusha was known, both of them were tzaddikim, miracle makers, something out of this world. But Rabbi Zusha was a very, very unique person. His way of helping people do tshuva was very unique. He was as poor as dirt, but everyone knew he has Ruach HaKodesh. And he was as happy as can be. And everything he would say, Zusha this, Zusha that. He would always compare everything to himself. Anytime somebody would ask him a question in the Torah, he'd tell him 1 minute. He'd go into a room and start crying to Hashem, smashing his head against the wall. I need to understand this. I need to understand this. Or you're going to kill me, Hashem. Either I understand what the question is. You tell me the real emet on this question, or just kill me. Take me from this world. Smash his head on the wall if he didn't understand the question. 5 minutes later, here's the answer. One of the Talmidim found out what is he doing in this room. Peeked in, saw that the rabbi is smashing his head against the wall because he wanted to know the answer so much. That's how much he was willing to die for Torah. Next day he came, no questions. He goes, Rabbi Zusha says to them, what happened? What's your question? No, Rabbi, no questions. What? You know the entire Torah now? That's it? No, I just, why? Why no questions today? Why? He got it out of him. He goes, no. You don't worry about Zusha. You ask your questions. Ask your questions. So Rabbi Zusha of Anapoli, Kodesh Kodashim, he had a unique way to do kiruv. You know how? Ooh, what a kiruv way! What a kiruv way he had! I wish I had this. Maybe I do. Rabbi Zusha of Anapoli. Rabbi Zusha of Anapoli had a fantastic way to do kiruv. What a way! What a way! So somebody would come and, he'd know this guy's a Rasha. How do you know he's a Rasha? That's what you know when the guy has Ruach HaKodesh. When you have Ruach HaKodesh, you know a lot of things. So he was next to him. He didn't know him. Next to him, he sent this guy, Noef, adulterer. This, that. So Rabbi Zusha would say, all of a sudden, stop what he's doing and start praying to Hashem. Says, Zusha, what a Rasha you are. Starts talking about himself. Zusha, what a Rasha you are. Yesterday at such and such time, you went with a married woman. What did you do, Zusha? What Hashem is going to do to you? Zusha, what is Hashem going to do to you? After you saw her, you went and you ate non-kosher food. Hashem Yishmor. Zusha, what Hashem is going to do to you? And he starts listing every single thing the guy did that day. And the guy is listening, and he's talking about him or he's talking about me? Why? It's everything that he's saying is what happened to him for the last week. He's listing every single sin he made. All the skeletons are running in the street from the closet. There's no closets, they're all open. After he stops crying, he says, Rabbi, please help me. I need to do tshuva. You need to do tshuva too. Come do tshuva with me, Zusha. He started mentioning all the sin. The guy starts crying hysterical to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? He knows HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching. He finally understands that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching. One time a guy comes to Rabbi Zusha. Now, sometimes, they don't look like a Rasha. They'll look like a gangster with tattoos on their face, biker jacket or something. Sometimes they come to you with a beard. Nice jacket, look Hasidic, looks this, looks that. Says Kvod Arav. Yeah, I just don't. You see that building? Yeah. Who do you think did it? Who do you think built that Beit Knesset? They come to you with their mitzvot on their, like it's an army. They have, in the army, they put a medallion for everything that you did. They come to you with their mitzvot, like their medallions. They tell you this Beit Knesset, that Beit Knesset, this Torah, that Torah. So one of these Reshaim fakers comes to Rabbi Zusha. And he says, Rabbi, give me a chidush. Sometimes the people are bored. They do nothing. Coronavirus, Corona-19, they're sitting on home all day. They send me text messages. Can you tell me the purpose of life? Is this kosher? Is this not kosher? Why can't you look on the internet? Why did I become Rabbi Google? Go look for it. People are so lazy. But sometimes it's because of lack of respect for Talmidei Chachamim. So this clown comes to Rabbi Zusha and says, Rabbi, give me a chidush. He says, no, I don't chidush. No, come on, no, give me a chidush, Rabbi. No, I want to learn, right? Oh, you want to learn? Okay. What do you want to learn? I want a chidush. What do you want a chidush about? What insight you want? I don't know, a verse in the Torah. He says, pick a verse in the Torah. Pick a verse in the Torah. Take a Tanakh, open a Tanakh, and pick a verse. So the guy opened it, it comes up to Tehillim, he looks at Tehillim number 10, verse number 3. He says, Rabbi, give me a chidush on this. It says, Ki hilel rasha ta'avat nafsho botzea boreach nietz Adonai. It says, why do you stand aloof when the wicked man glories in his personal desire and the robber praises himself that he has blasphemed Hashem? Give me a chidush about this one. He says, let me tell you what this verse means. Zusha. You know what Zusha did? Zusha has desires. Zusha is such a rasha, he has desires. But he wants to pretend he's like Hillel, like it says. Ki Hillel, who's Hillel? He is tzaddik. But in reality, he has desires, so he's really a rasha. But he wants to pretend he's Hillel. So why do you know what Zusha did? Oh, I'm going to tell you what Zusha did. Zusha just yesterday in the afternoon on such and such time, he saw some girl that he liked that wasn't his girlfriend, that wasn't his wife, it was actually somebody else's wife, and he took her behind the building. Zusha took somebody else's wife behind the building. And he says, listen, I'm a humble man, I don't know, I can't afford a kid this. Let's do it, let's do it inside the garbage can. And he was hiding in the garbage can with somebody else's wife. That's how much of a rasha he is. That's how much he desecrates Hashem's name. What a rasha. What do you think of Zusha? The guy starts hysterical crying. Why? That's everything he did yesterday. The guy was an adulterer, pretending to be a tzaddik. So Zusha told him, that's the pirush, because he said, for the Rabbi, how did you get this from the pasuk? He says, look, it says Hillel rasha ta'avat nafsho. It says Hillel, he pretends to be, who's Hillel? He's tzaddik. But in reality, he's rasha. Why is rasha? Because of ta'avat nafsho, because he cannot control his desires. Someone can be Hillel, can be born Hillel. But if he can't control his desires, rashahu. And that's why he wants to pretend he's Hillel. So he does it behind, not in the open. Pretends to be a donor. Pretends to be a tzaddik. That's what Zusha does. The guy understood it's not Zusha. It's not Zusha. You see, Rabotai Karim, a person understands that when a Kadosh Baruch Hu is watching, he has to act differently. And sometimes he has to pay attention to the things that are moving his body, the things that are in front of him. Now, you have to rebuke yourself. You have to make sure that you're honest with yourself. And you don't forget that no matter what you do, Hashem is watching you. And if you don't help yourself, Hashem will send you a messenger. Initially, the messages are light. But the messages get stronger as we ignore them. In the previous generation, the mitzvah that we learned about in last week's Parashat Kedoshim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, you be holy because I am holy. We have to be holy people. And then he gives us the details of what makes us holy. Different mitzvot that we have to, make sure to warn each other. If we see that someone is a criminal and he's about to do business with somebody in the kehillah, even if that person that in the kehillah is not your friend, or you don't even like the guy, but he's about to do business with